Morning everyone, Farmer Robert here from Cannon Hall Farm, and this Easter, this lambing period just keeps on giving. We're still at it. The numbers are dwindling now, but they're still arriving, and we've had the tiniest little lamb born just now, literally just now, and here it is. And thankfully, it's been born in a patch of sunlight. You can see its brother there, as fit as a butcher's pup, and this poor little soul is literally like a little miniature. And thankfully, Mum loves him, and we're going to do our best to rear him. But we need to get him warm first, and we need to get him fed. Not that he's not warm, but he's not toasty either. So Alex is preparing a place in the special care. I'm just rubbing him just to let him know, you know, because the other lamb's so big and strong, it's up drinking and it's distracting Mum's attention from this little guy. So I'm just rubbing him, invigorating him. Mum still likes him, which is good news. And we're going to move him under a lamp. We're going to milk Mum. David's on his way. We're going to milk Mum, and we're going to get some milk into the little soul, and hopefully we're going to do our best to rear him. Although, you know, it's a tall order, it has to be said, but there's no reason. It's another Gordon the goat, this, isn't it? He's got a big forehead again, hasn't he? Remember, like Gordon had on Springtime, he's got a really big forehead. I wonder what's wrong with him. I wonder why he's so small. And the other's so big. He must have had a lesser food supply inside Mum, mustn't he? He'd got to have. So that's what we've got to try and do. Look, literally, he fits in the palm of my hand. He's tiny. Well, not quite fits in palm of my hand, that's an exaggeration, but he's very small. Very, very small. But we're going to try our best with him. But with a caveat, you know, I can't even stand up. Oh, with a caveat that it's not going to be an easy one, this one. So, anyway, we'll do our best. It's all we can do. First thing, as ever, is get him warm, so I'm going to do that. I'll get Al to bring Mum and brother. We need to get him warm, get him dry, and get a little bit of milk into him. We don't want to go mad with the milk, because obviously he's just a wiener. Look at that, Al. That's as small as we've had, isn't it?
I'll get some fresh straw now.
Right. So, there we go. We'll pop him down in that corner. We'll lower the lamp. So, just bear with me. Okay. I don't know where I can prop you. Oh, if I turn it on to selfie. Down. Turn it on to selfie. Put him there. Can you see the little guy? Nearly. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to lower the height of the lamp. Alex, could you bring Mum and brother through? Could you bring the Mum and brother through? Yeah, no worries. Right, we've got to have the lamp low enough to do some good. I mean, it's a bit of a frost this morning, actually. The car was covered in ice this morning when I started it up. Right. So there we have him. He's got a bit about him. You know what I mean? He's not He's not a lost cause, but it's a tall order. It has to be said. The main thing is to get him warm. I can't imagine why he's that size. I'm just throwing this bit of straw about, making sure the pen is clean. I can't imagine why he's that size. He's really, really small, and he's a little bit like. A bit crooked. He's got a big head. And I don't know really. He's just a little bit unusual. But I've seen lambs like this before come round, although I have to say it won't be easy. But we're going to try 100%. So, what a tiny lamb. What a shock that was. The first lamb that came out was big and strong. And then the second one is just absolutely tiny. I can't get my head around it. It must be some kind of lesser food supply in the womb. So yeah, that's another job. This here valet has got a weak back leg. There's always stuff wrong, isn't there? Come on. It can walk, but it don't move that back right leg very well. And I've been giving it a bit of physio this morning. It drinks well. They've all drunk well. Two female valets that the mum just doesn't like, unfortunately. And then Kung Fu Panda lamb, that drinks well. The two bigger valets is weak on his back leg, this one. I don't think Kung Fu Panda in here suits him, because he knocks him about. David's feeding the two valets. Sorry, Al. I think he'll spend less time knocked down without Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda is like a real martial arts lamb. And he's always like knocking him about and stuff. Yeah, no, he's a character. You want to do? They're all right, yeah. I don't know I know there's them two to feed, David. I don't know what else. I've done all the pet lambs, but I've just run out of time. This is Kung Fu Panda. We need to find him another home, which is a shame, really, because I quite liked him in here, but he's definitely knocking that one down. There's one here, one of the valets, and now Kung Fu Panda's been moved. He's walking about, you see, he's a lot more mobile. He needs to spend time on those legs, getting that back left leg going, and I think he'll be all right. He drinks well. He's fine when he's up. We're just going to have to keep standing him up. And of course, this other lamb, this one, Panda lamb, just kept knocking him down because he just wanted to play. He didn't know he was doing anything wrong. So it's all a bit chaotic, but we will get there. David's doing something people would love to do. Bottle feeding 2 Swiss valet lambs. This is a setback because it's going to be a hard job to rear that little one. You know, we've got him under a lamp, we're drying him out, we're warming him through. But can you see the difference in his brother and the little one? It's trying to. That's a good sign. The fact that it's coming round due to the heat lamp, which is good. It's with its mum, and she seems a stoic, solid sort of ewe. She's not silly. She's not running round. She's not knocking him into next week. You know, she seems like a. Now, Kung Fu Panda into bullies, he just doesn't know. He's just a boisterous lamb. That's all. He's just a lamb. We just need to put him with other lambs of a similar capability. So that's what we'll do. We'll put him in the C team, I think. And I'd like to have kept him there though, because he's a character, but I don't really think I can, because I can't even put him in a pen just off the valleys because he jumps through. He's really wick. So Panda in the C team, I think. Al, can you put him in the C team? Just in there, just that middle lot. Yeah. He's drunk well this morning. He's been fed. They've all been fed. These could do with some shavings, Al. Just here. They're getting damp. Yeah, and can you save some for those valleys through there? I'm trying to make that, with him having that bad back leg, I'm going to bed him with shavings so that there's no obstructions for him getting it going. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to bed them valleys with shavings, Dave. They're to do, yeah. No. I knew there were another set. I'm going to bed these with shavings, Dave, so that... Have you seen his bad back leg? Yeah, I don't know why. I'll stand him up again. The other one's really good. They're both drunk well, which to be fair, it's more important that he drinks well than that he can run about at this stage. Just needs to get that right hand side. I wonder what's wrong with it. You know what I mean? But the longer he stands on it, without getting knocked over, we just don't need his sister to push him round now either. And it's no good him being in a little pen like that because he needs to be able to get out and walk and stretch. And that's why David's brought the shavings up for this pen, so that they can walk around on a smoother surface as is possible. Therefore, he'll spend more time on his feet. I'm going to keep standing him up. And that way, the leg will only get stronger. What can you see? It's almost there, but that straw just catches it, doesn't it? And if that straw wasn't there, he would do better. Once he can lift it that little bit more, should be okay. She's a really good marked one as well, that one. You see, she's got little black bottom, two black knees, the back of the knees, and two black little feet. She's really well marked, whereas the other one is not as classically well marked, but it's still a beauty. But she's gone and sat down again now. So that's another challenge. But life is full of challenges.
I went to 11 last night.
Yeah.
Walking across there, just getting a bit of water.
Yeah.
And,
don't tell me a big rat ran across.
No, I nearly trod on it.
What?
A big rat.
Did you?
Yeah, and I jumped up.
Oh.
CCTV.
It is?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know if I put my arms up in air.
Well worth a look. David's encounter with a rat late at night. We'll watch this space.
And these two were bottle feeding these, and I just went, rah!
Yeah. There's nothing frightens you like a rat.
They were big and...
We've just got an odd. Lee says, is it a broken leg? No, definitely not a broken leg. It's just doesn't seem to work as well as the other one. We've had him before. They always seem take a little bit getting going. Them two there, one of them couldn't walk for a week, could it?
Well, the other one had a bad leg.
Yeah, the other one did. So
I think he couldn't walk for 2 weeks.
No, I think you're right. So
look at them now.
Yeah, they're perfect. So I can't say I'm 99% sure we'll rear him, but I'm pretty confident.
I'm pretty confident. He does drink.
Yeah. Oh, it drinks well. More important it drinks than runs at this stage.
Did you milk anything off Mum?
Which? No, not yet. That's all to do. I thought we'd do that for the second feed. We need to get a bit of food into this one, this tiny one. Right, but only a bit. Well, we just could do with some of her milk.
Yeah, I'll get one of it. Might need mixed.
Yeah. So we'll give this little guy a chance. Can lower that lamp a little bit more, really, and get his head up. He's got a shout, but it's gonna be a long road for him. But it's a road we will travel if at all possible. There's nothing more satisfying than rearing one that you really don't think you've any business rearing. Not any business rearing, but one that's really up against it. One that's got all the odds stacked against it. I mean, that's got all the odds in its favour, hasn't it? It's got all the milk. We need to get a bit, Dave, before it drinks the lot. It's a right guzzler. So that's big brother and that's little sister. So is there a parallel there? I really don't know. Right. Haley says, my little boy loves watching you live on a morning. Excellent. Kelly says morning. Karen says, do you know what happened, Rob? You know, no, it's okay. We're all fine, thank you. But thank you very much for your concern. Look at that. He's certainly showing a little bit of vim and vigour. And let me hold it there. I've got it. That lamb is going to drink a lot if we don't get some quick. We don't need a lot though, I would say that.
There's nothing in this thing.
No. I think old Guzzly Guts has had it all.
Right, other side.
Come on, Paula. Good girl. She's very sensible. Nice you.
This has got some.
No, good. We managed to get there before Greedy Guts gets locked. Don't we? Leanne says, morning, Rob and Dave. Looking good today, boys. I'm sure with your nursing skills, that little guy will pull through. Well, we'll try.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice sample.
I don't think I need to mix that, do you?
It's fairly runny, isn't it?
Should I put a tiny bit in?
Can do. Right. Here we go. So we're going to get little Lammy, who's warming up nicely now. And what we're going to do is just ever so gently, and it has to be gently, drop this tube down into tummy. Come on, little guy. And just give him a taste of milk. He's more likely to let that tube make its way down. There we are. Right near the tummy already. Yeah.
3/4.
Well, I don't think I'd even do that, David.
Half.
Literally, it's tiny. I'd do a third, I think, just there.
There.
Yeah.
Shall I say this?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. And we've given it the tiniest amount because the last thing this poor little lamb needs is filling up right to the max. So what we're doing, we're just giving him a tiny bit, and then in another couple of hours, we'll give it a tiny bit more. Hopefully, if it responds and shows any kind of encouraging signs at all. But you know, there's a reason it's so small, and we're not. You know, it's obviously to do with the food supply inside mum. And but now it's not inside mum anymore. We can increase that food supply, and it does have a chance. You know, there's been something that's compromised it a little bit, and we've just got to. I'm just really letting this milk make sure that it's gone all the way. You know, and we've now got the chance to give it a chance. You know, with the size it is, it's lucky to have got this far. But as you can see, he's got a bit about him. But you know, I do hasten to add a strong caveat. It's tiny. It's up against it, but we're gonna absolutely do our best. So that's the first step completed. Feed went well. I'm just trying to sit him comfortable now so that he can. There, look. Can you see? He's sat up, heads up. He's got a chance. I can't see any more than that. He's got a chance. And but he sort of really needs now to make good strides, you know. He needs to, even though it looks a long way off, in an hour's time we need him to think about standing up. And this, you know, that I've seen it happen before with these tiny lambs. It's just a little bit wonky. That's the trouble. And I'm just trying to use the straw to wedge him level while he finds his balance, really. Anyway, we've done what we can at the moment. That's all. Sometimes you can try and do too much too quick, and really, he's just coming round. He's just been born, and there's only so much you can do to start with. Now, if he shows improvement, then we can start doing more. But at the moment, it's tiny feed and getting warm, and that's pretty much the limit that we can do. His head is going to one side. That's right. He's a bit wonky, but I've seen him like that before. They do straighten up, but not guaranteed. You know, by no means guaranteed to straighten up. So right, a bit of a testing little morning. David's finished off bottling the lambs, and Alex is here now to feed and water everything. They've all got some milk, Dave. David's washing up like a good boy should.
This machine there, I'm just going to go off the hand dryer, so if you want to get any more straw...
Just going to wash my hands, guys.
Nobody's... This is only one machine. Is there a bale there? Is there a bale then? Is it, it's open. Is it open now? It's very...
I'm going to dry them now.
So just get what you think. Yeah, I will do. Yeah. Rob, when Alex comes up,
Yeah.
he might just want it, he's going to be tipping straw over, so can you just milk lambs?
Yeah, I will.
And then...
How long are you going to be, Al? Get me hang about now? Yeah, I'll do that. Teamwork makes the dream work. Gotta get that right.
Also, there's some soleils to... the ones had twins.
Oh, good. Right.
They haven't been sprayed though. But they're fine. There's only one left to lamb.
Is there? God, they've soon had them then, haven't they? We had a week without one, and then there's about 10 in 2 days.
One left.
Yeah. Yeah, for anyone asking, I did a supporters live yesterday. I had to leave quite abruptly. There was a minor emergency, but it's all okay now. So thank you very much for your concern. But we're all good. We're in a good place. So thank you. Yeah? Yeah. Okay then, Dave. Thank you very much.
45 inch an hour.
Yeah, no worries. See you later. Right. David's dropped some straw in there. We've got some shavings here. We'll do a little... well, we do what we do every day. We'll have a walk round and check on progress, because that's always something that needs doing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 singles left. Singles are always the last to lamb. The reason being they're under least stress. You know, they've got only got one lamb inside them. There's nothing pushing too hard. There's nothing stretching too much. There's nothing expanding too much. Spray the little one. Absolutely. What a great shout. I will get Alex to do it. No, I'll do it. Oh, heck. How could we forget that? Spectamit as well. Goodness me. Yeah, great shout. Thank you for that. Kate's off today, so that's why I'm a little bit at sixes and sevens. But we will catch up. We will get straight. I fed all the lambs. That's the main job. You know, he's looking a bit brighter, that little lamb. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, first job of the morning is to make sure everything gets its morning feed, obviously, because you know the day is only so long, and you need to stretch that day so that the lambs get the food over the maximum length of time. So there we are, giving him a little squirt of that. That's just to protect him against watery mouth. And that's just made him sting a little bit, but it was necessary. And we better spray Big Brother, don't we? The big guy. This is an absolute monster in comparison. Come on, little guy, big guy. That's nice. Mum's just having a little lick of him and checking on him, because it's important. If he's going to survive, there's a lot better chance if ultimately he can get up and get feeding off Mum. So that is our absolute desired aim. So there he is. You see the iodine on his tummy. He's sat nice and comfy, and that's the best thing for him at the moment. Warm through and a rest. And that's what we've done. We've given him the iodine on his navel, and we've given him the and thank you for whoever reminded me. That's extremely, extremely kind. Right. Put these back, wash my hands again. Just bear with me, guys. So, dry my hands. There you are. I wonder where I put you then. Right, come this way. Right, where's Alex? I need to get in here, I need to shift the lambs. I need to make sure, even though straw is very soft, you wouldn't want covering in it. So, come on L3, out of the way. Go on, ha! Goodness me. Yeah, go on, Al. Oh. Oh, heck. Anyway, I've got covered, but the lambs are fine. Oh, goodness me. The ewes love that, don't they? There's something about fresh, clean straw. I think they prefer it to hay, actually. All right, okay, mate. So Alex has got enough now to do all the pens, which is good news. I don't have to run that gauntlet again. Right, shut this gate because we've got a goat that escapes in here. I'm pleased how those little valets have drunk, but I'm a bit perturbed about that one's leg. But anyway, it's another of those things, isn't it? We just have to... Got straw down my neck, but never mind. We just have to deal with it. Just going to stand it up again. Get it up on its feet. Get that leg working. Now, can you see how it's so lopsided? The other one's absolutely fine. I don't want her to start digging, that's for sure. You see, you just can't move that back leg very well at the moment. But we've had them before like this, the valets, and I know Ruth and Holly and Kate were giving them physio. So maybe that's what we need to do here. Perhaps a little bit of Metacam might be a shout as well. Make sure there's no pain that's inhibiting its free movement. But the good thing is, once you get it up, it can stand up for decent periods of time, and that it drinks well. They both drunk really well this morning, more than they normally do. Now, I didn't manage to cut my hair yesterday from Haley, I'm afraid. Maybe tonight. Maybe tonight is haircut night. That would be a treat. To be honest, I don't care what it looks like. It will be what it will be. Here comes Al. So, right, get back to where we were. We're doing an appraisal of all the lambs in the roundhouse. And then I can alert these wonderful folk to anything that... that's Captain Tom, Al. That lamb.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, no, Captain Tom. You know the gentleman who's raised 20 million for the National Health Service. Yeah, exactly. And someone said you need to name an animal after him, and that had just been born. I said, right, Captain Tom, it is. Right, two nice twin Herdwicks. She looks a little bit dishevelled, but she's all set now to really boost herself. As soon as she gets out on that grass in this weather, she'll absolutely fly. As will that one. We're in a position today to get some more of these little guys out. Nothing wrong with them two. Entirely happy with them. That one is Captain Tom, looking really well, filling out nicely. And this one I need to stand with. Steady, lass, steady, 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 steady. Whoa then, whoa then, whoa then. She's got no lamb of her own, so I popped this little, come on, Flower, this little Gritston onto her. Oh, other end, love, other end, that's it. And it's drinking away now. We should see a waggy tail. Alex, in an hour's time, can you stand with this one again?
Yeah.
We'll really get her making some milk. Yeah. The more we stand with her, the more milk she makes, the more chance this little chap has got. As long as we stand with it enough, it'll be fine. It knows how to drink. It just won't drink a bottle, so that's why I put it onto this one. She's not loving it yet, but we've had others like that. Look at Pongo. You know, he looked a lost cause. She did not like that at all. I suppose in Pongo's favour, it was actually Mum's lamb. But we've got others that they just wear them down in time, and it becomes the norm. They get used to being stood with, they get used to the lamb suckling, and before they know it, they think it's normal, and they accept it, and then all of a sudden, hey presto, they start to enjoy it, and then all of a sudden they're bringing it up as their own. So that is our absolute intention, and it's our hope. But as a very bare minimum, this lamb will survive as a consequence of the milk from this ewe. So that's certainly something to be pleased about, because it just wouldn't drink a bottle. We tried, and it was almost at the point where, you know, I would say it was on death's door. You know, without being dramatic, it was on death's door. This was its last roll of the dice. I thought, come on, what can we do? It drinks a teat. It won't drink a rubber teat. And this ewe had lost the lamb. She was here on her own, and I just thought, you know, what's to lose? And thankfully, this little Gritston lamb knows where the teat is, and is sucking hungrily. So therefore, her milk will not go to waste, and this little chap will survive. So I'm just going to give it 5 minutes here, making sure it fills its tummy. We can have a look at Captain Tom in the meantime. What a great gentleman he is. I think it's his 100th birthday soon, isn't it? And who'd have thought it? He's a Yorkshireman as well. But I'm not going to get regionalistic in any way, shape or form, because, you know, whilst I very much love Yorkshire and lots of the different parts of it, there's so many nice places in our wonderful country. So, morning, Ash. And, you know, I'm not going to say one's better than the other, although I suppose I am a bit biased. So, Captain Tom the lamb is a real belter. It's interesting though, isn't it? Looking at his back, can you see all that muckiness on his back? Mum never cleaned him off properly. All these Dutch spotted have had little bits of mothering issues, but it is the first time they've ever lambed, so that's not totally necessarily a breed attribute. It's probably more to do with the fact that they're lambing for the first time. They're an absolutely superb breed, I have to say. They're certainly a breed we're going to get more of. Jane says Yorkshire is very special. Tracy says little grit. Yeah, that's right. He's got some grit. Kerry says, what an inspirational man. Well done, Captain Tom. Unbelievable. Really, really commendable. And it's just what we need in this country at the moment, isn't it? You know, we've got to, you know, got to get behind. We've got to be positive. We've got to be, got to do our best for everyone that's working so hard. So well done to him. Lorna says, good morning guys, so wonderful to see the tiny little lamb. Hope its back leg is okay. Some TLC needed today. There is. Yeah, I don't know where that's come from because it wasn't like that yesterday. So, but that's, you know, we'll give it some treatment. We'll give it an antibiotic, more just to be on the safe side, and we'll give it some physio. We'll keep standing it up. We'll give it a bed that's not too bumpy, and we'll keep feeding it, and I'm pretty sure we'll get it there, you know. Rachel says he even got to #1 with the single. They did it. It's a right song too. God bless him. Steady, girl, steady. Come on, let this lamb have its breakfast. Come on, Paul. Good lass. Good lass. He's still wanting more. He certainly is. Give up, lass. Give up. Good lass. Right. So Pam says all Yorkshiremen are biased. We are, aren't we? I bet we thought, oh, he's from Yorkshire. Oh, send him over. Lauren says May, June time. Heather says I'm very, very proud Yorkshire woman. Excellent. Toby says, what have you called the bull calf, Robert? That I don't know, Toby, but I will try and find out. Chelsea says such beautiful flowers. Kim says it's my dad's 80th birthday today. Glad he's staying safe. Wonderful. Many happy returns to him, and long may he stay safe. Claire said my nana turns 100 in July. Hopefully I'll be able to celebrate with her. I really hope so, Claire. That's a wonderful achievement. Let's look forward to that telegram from the Queen. David's birthday Wednesday, Rob 28th for Sarah. Linda says, hi Rob, can we see the reindeers please? Absolutely. We'll have a swing by them later. Nikki says morning. Robin says evening, beer and Cannonall Farm. Cheers from Tamworth. Evening beer and Cannonall Farm. Cheers from Tamworth, Australia. Excellent. Enjoy your evening. It's hard to think we're only just getting... Well, it's not hard to think, is it? It's blooming obvious. Hard to think. You and Dave should produce your very own single, says Danny. I don't think so. Lorraine says, can you say happy 80th birthday to my mum, Yvonne Preston. Happy birthday, Yvonne. Hope you have a wonderful day. Many, many happy returns. Catherine Green says, morning all. Wendy says, morning, Robert. Captain Tom's a legend. Loving the clips, thank you. Joe says, 3 stars. Apparently there's 3 stars again. Kim says, there's a national clap at 8:05 p.m. while playing Stevie Wonder Happy Birthday on the 30th for Captain Tom. Abby Lee, that's wonderful. Abby Lee says, hey, Farmer Robert. And I'm saying, hey back, Abby. Kim says, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is okay and staying safe. Diane says, morning, Lynn Gibbs. Have a great day. I think it's lovely to see so many people making friends, interacting through our little platform. More stars flying our way. Thank you ever so much. Esme said, it's my birthday today and couldn't ask for a better start. So, Esme, and couldn't ask for a better start today. Happy birthday, Esme. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. A Taurus. JJ, watching these lives, the only thing that keeps my 11-month-old still. Oh, gosh, that's nice. And Anna said, we'll love to see the meerkats. Yeah, we'll have a glance at those on the way down. Claire says, can you keep us updated on the poorly lamb, please? 100% will. I would put a heavy, heavy caveat in with that little lamb that it's going to rear that would be, I suppose, manage your expectations. To rear that would be amazing. You know, all I'm saying is it's got a tough, long road ahead, but we're going to do our best. Elena sent us 53 stars. Thank you. Zoe says, morning, love watching you every day. It brightens it. That's wonderful. Dawn says, can we see Ted or have I missed him? No, we haven't seen him yet, but we definitely will. So this lamb is absolutely filling its boots. I'm just stood with Mum, making sure that she doesn't walk off. And my best friend Nicola is watching. Hello, bestie. That's nice, from Louise Moore. Leanne says, happy birthday, all. Have a lovely day. That's absolutely nice. Right. So, let's moving on. That one's had a proper good feed now. He will be galvanised by that for the rest of the day. Alex has got his own little wheelbarrow. Lovely. Yeah. Trouble, it's like it breaks up so much, doesn't it? That it's good stuff, like, but Right, so that's the single pen. We're happy with everything in there. Stood with that one. It's always good to walk around because it just, reminds you to do stuff that needs doing. Right, we are making a video diary of Will's training that will be used in some platform or other in the future. So watch this space. This is young Will. Good lad. Good boy. You're much better, aren't you? Eh? He wants his back scratching, which is nice. And he's got his head collar on. And he's a lot more calm this morning, so that's pleasing. He's a smashing horse. His legs are straightening up. There's all kinds of trials and tribulations, isn't there, with livestock? He had bent legs when he was born. He was wobbly. He was down on his ox at the back. Would he find the teat? We couldn't get him to drink. You know what I mean? It's just that roller coaster of emotions, and can we rear him? And then you go to bed at night thinking, oh God, I hope they're better in the morning. And you know what I mean? All these things play on your mind, and when it goes well, there's such a wonderful, lovely feeling. And obviously, when it goes bad, it's really, really disappointing. Kaylee says, "Is Dave in a better mood today, Robert?" I don't know. I just try and be nice to him and hope for the best. I think he seems all right. Look at that lovely noise, that, isn't it? And that's Orchid there. That's something to do with food. That one. She's what's that song? What's that coming over the hill? She's always looking at that hill there. She can see out into that field, and whenever the cows walk past, she's on alert. I mean, but that's a food look. She's looking in the direction of a snap there. So Kirsty Walton is watching. Hiya, Kirsty. Hope you're keeping well. Regards to Richard. Annabelle says morning. Sarah says, do you have a brush for Will? I don't know. I'm sure we do. It's so nice. I thought you were going to tread on me then. Good lass. It's so nice. We lost that one. Seeing regular names commenting every morning. Wonderful. That's nice. There's 1,800 people watching at the moment. Thank you for your interest and support. Very much appreciate it. So he seems a lot better this morning, doesn't he? But we've been doing a bit more with him. Nikki says, can you use him as a stud stallion? If he were good enough, we could. That's an absolute fact. But there's a lot of... I said a lot of shire horses, there isn't that many born. But to be the best of the best takes some doing. And you sort of need to know how to produce them, You need to bring them on properly, and we're getting. We've got some good advice, we've got some good mentors, and we are committed. We're committed to promoting this breed and doing our bit to increase the numbers born. We are going to try and breed them. That's our stated aim for as long as we're fit to do it. We're going to try and breed them, and to have a bit of success here with young Will is incredibly pleasing. So yeah, we're really, really happy about that. We're really pleased. He's messing about there. He's not even feeding, is he? He's just being a nuisance. Or is he stimulating milk let down? It's not like her not to having it. No, she does look empty actually. That's a rare thing for Orchid. She milks like the proverbial house cow. She really does produce some milk. We'll have to have a think about her diet actually, because when she first went out to grass, we chopped it back a bit because we didn't want to get in overcooked. Now that the grass in the paddock is pretty well gone, they still graze bits and bobs. Maybe we need to up a snap again. So we'll have a chat to Ruth about that. We'll have a word with Emma, and we will. Are you coming out? Alex and his wheelbarrow. He's an absolute wheelbarrow legend. So, right, pen 3, twins. There are only 3 twins left to lamb. That one's just struggling a bit. She's got 2 Gritston cross something lambs. I'm not sure what, but she's just making enough milk for him. There's one of the valets with a single tup lamp. Just making enough milk, but only just. The Herdwicks have all done very nicely. They went through a little mini health crisis of their own a few weeks ago. They all got a cold, quite a severe cough and cold, and it really knocked them back, and I was quite worried about them for a spell. That's the Herdwicks, but they've come through it now. They've had the lambs. Lambs are smashing. They always know where the teat is. They seem to milk enough for them. You know, that's only got one, but it's doing perfectly well. That's got two and feeding them well. So yeah, we're really happy with them now. There was just a spell where I was thinking that we might have a real crisis on our hands, but yeah, it was all good. Jane says, loving these updates. Highlight of the day: lockdown in the Isle of Man. Oh heck. Heather says, morning Nacy. Catherine says, morning from sunny Ossett, just across in that direction, about 7 or 8 miles, that's all, just down the road. More stars being sent our way, thank you. Dawn says, are you more pleased with a girl lamb than a boy? I don't mind. Yeah, I think if it's a breed you're wanting to increase the numbers of, then a gimmer lamb, a female lamb, is what you want. Otherwise, it doesn't matter unduly. Right, lovely. So 3 twins left to lamb. That one just looks to be messing about a little bit. We'll watch it. Right, let's 2 more Gritstons. They were the ones born yesterday, if you remember. They were the ones that David ended up helping, didn't he? The first one was almost out, and he just helped it out, and then the second one had a leg back. But they're doing well enough. She's got enough milk for them, so that's pleasing. They've been a bit of a slow burner, the Gritstons, but we seem to be getting there at the moment. Barbara, just got home from my night shift in the nursing home, off till Wednesday now. Brilliant, Barbara. Thank you for what you do. I think sometimes the people who run the care homes and retirement homes are the sort of unsung heroes, aren't they? You know, and it shouldn't be forgotten. You know, you're putting yourself in harm's way to look after your residents, and it's certainly something that's not lost on me or on many people, I don't think. So enjoy your days off, Barbara. Very, very well deserved. Rebecca says, I don't always catch your lives in the morning, as busy sorting my daughter, but I always catch up at night when she's in bed. It's lovely she's still asleep, so I can finally catch her live. That's grand, that's nice, Rebecca, thank you. When does shearing start, Rob? Says Ellen Wild. Normally end of May, but rest assured we'll film it. Ellen says, has Holly finished yet? She's to be honest, I don't know whether she's gone back to university or whether she's studying remotely. I really don't know. I doubt she's gone back. It's like lockdown, isn't it? This is the ewe that was really poorly. Can you remember? Really, really, really poorly. As poorly as we've had one that's survived. So that's a testament to Holly and to Kate and to Ruth and to Tom. Not so much Alex. Al? I was just saying that ewe's survival is a testament to Holly, Kate, Ruth and Tom, but not so much Alex. No, I'm only kidding. It was I'll
give them credit, they did a tracking job with that ewe.
No, but you'd help as well, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah,
exactly, yeah. For that to survive, how on a scale of 1 to 10, how unlikely was it?
I'd say it was looking like a 3 or a 4 at one point.
Well, I'd say less than that. I thought it was
Down, she weren't getting up, was she?
It was on the par with when Tyson Fury got knocked down against Deontay Wilder in that first fight. Yeah. Did you ever see that?
I did watch it, yeah.
However he came back from it, I'll never know. And she was even more knocked out than that.
Yeah.
So if you want a boxing analogy. So my son's partner is a carer, 12-hour shift, plus she stands in as a district nurse. That's from Steph. Congratulations to her. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. We are in these people's debt without a shadow of a doubt. Anne Marie says, "Poor Alex. There's nothing poor about him." Show us your muscles.
No, I can't tell from you.
Oh dear. 100 free stars. Kirsty says 100 free stars from Facebook. Can you send to the farm to make a donation? Thank you. Well, if anyone sends us the stars, do you know about stars? No. Apparently, like Facebook, give him stars to try and get used to people giving them to places that they like.
Right. Oh, right.
So,
is there a tally of any kind, or do people just send them in?
Well, they're all coming through. Margaret says hair growing back well, nice. Alex. See, stars are arriving now.
Hair growing back
Wendy
well.
says morning, Alex. Lisa says morning. I'll watch him with my 8-week-old baby boy. Wow, congratulations, Lisa. And you see all the stars coming now.
Oh yeah. Oh aye.
100 stars from Wendy. Joe, 50 from Joe. David's here. So these are all lambs that possibly will go out to the field today. They're all doing nicely. They're all numbered up. They're all ready to go. Really, there's no reason to hold them back any longer. You know, these will hit the field sometime soon, and hopefully they will not look back. So that's what we'll be doing possibly today, depending what David's got on, depending what I've got to do. I can't really think of much I've got to do really. One day is like another. I do need an hour or two in the office just to run through things with Helen and see what's happening from a financial point of view, because obviously we have to keep an eye on that side of it. So yeah, there's lots of stuff to do. Right, let's just see if our little lamb has made any progress. This is quite a big moment. We really need it to have. Oh, we don't want it to be any worse anyway. She's delivered a placenta. That's encouraging. Right, little guy. He's asleep at the moment. Hello. Looks alright. Looks a little bit more coordinated than it did. I'm propping it up against that back wall. It's warm enough. It's not too warm. I'd say it's about how you'd want it. So, yeah. So far, so good. Very, very early days, but that's as good as we sort of could hope for at the moment. Right, how is our bad leg lamb doing? It's... Oh, steady. It's not getting any better, is it, that leg? Come on, stand up. Come on. It's just like the other one we had. But the other one we did rear. It did get there, it did come round. It's up now. But it just doesn't need knocking over every time. Like its sister. And because she's looking to feed. It's a shock that I don't know where that's come from, I don't. Because it wasn't like that yesterday. It wasn't as good as that one yesterday, but it wasn't as immobile on that back right leg as that yesterday, so. But we did have one of those two over there was exactly the same, and that did come round. So, but it's going to need some physio. I'm pretty sure when Ruth gets here. Ruth's doing a slightly later shift at the moment. Comes in a little bit later, but she don't go by 8 o'clock, you see, so she leaves all the lambs properly topped up for us. David comes out and does the late feed, and I do the early feed. But he's just struggling to get about, isn't he, that one? That one's all right. That one's having a wee. That's it. A good sign. In control of its faculties. So, but it's breathing well, it's drinking well. They're real plus points. That back leg is a concern, but I'm going to put some shavings down on here so there'll be more grip. Because I think this straw, it's so shiny that I think it's slippy. It lifts that back left leg all right, doesn't it? See, that lifted it clean off the floor then. But I think it needs that shavings in here. Al? Where's it gone? If we get a nice bed of shavings, see, it's moving better now, just for being on its feet. And down it goes. That's fine. You know, it is what it is now. We know what we're dealing with. We'll keep standing it up. It's important it keeps using that leg. I'm sure Ruth will physio it through the day, and we'll keep it fed. So yeah, we will make sure it's well looked after. I don't see why we can't win with that. He's yawning now. Right, lovely. So let's have a wander down and have a look around the rest of the farm. 2,100 people. Come for a walk with me. Right. So let's walk down via the meerkats. Someone said they wanted to see the meerkats, didn't they? So we can do that. We can have a look at them. So it's all a bit dusty, my phone. Lindsay says, look into the stars from your side, because I think you get a cash return for them. People also pay. Yeah, we do. 100%, Lindsay. Thank you. If you see any free stars and you want to send them our way, then we will be absolutely, totally grateful. They do come our way. It is a really nice contribution to things at the moment. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. So yeah, we're walking down. We've got various ideas at the moment. Daryl's thinking about doing like a virtual day out at the farm. You know, do a ferret race, film them, do a sheep race. You know, a talk. You know, all these things really. Just to sort of do like a day out at the farm. There's Alex here. I'll ask him to put a few shavings in with him. Them valleys, not absolutely loads, more to knit the straw together and provide a solid foundation for him to get his grip. All right, Mr. Meerkat, how are you doing? We are hopeful of a litter of young ones soon, but we're not looking. There, pal. Alex, the two valley lambs, the one of them that's not walking so well. Could you just put a smattering? You know what a smattering is?
Yeah.
Just a little tickle. Yeah, a little coating. Yeah. Aren't you cold?
I am now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sweating putting that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's freezing, huh? Just a little bit, because if you notice that straw's really slippy, it's shiny and slippy, and that lamb's back leg, it's sliding under it. So that bit of shavings don't want to be like solid; it just wants to knit the straw together. Yeah. I'll come back up and I'll let you know out of 10 how well I think you've done. Cheers, Al. I'm sure he will do a terrific job. But I sort of know what I mean. It just wants to bind that straw together. The straw on its own is slippy. But with the shavings combined, it'll be just the surface we need. It'll be smoother, it'll be grippier. And if we're going to get that lamb back on its feet, then it's what we're going to have to do. So here are the meerkats. Here's one below me. Wanting the snap. They're looking all right. They're looking fit and healthy. So yeah, we're happy with them. We've got the porcupine next door. We'd love a mate for the porcupine, but I suppose all that sort of stuff's just don't back burner a bit. I suppose a mate or a pal. There he is. That's Spike, and he's quite relaxed and friendly in this environment now. If you come up at night, I've just woken him up. Look, sorry, pal. If you come up at night, he's absolutely owning this enclosure now. He's up and down it. He's doing stuff. He's eating spuds. He's living the dream. He just needs a pal or a mate. Pauline says, Rob, do you ever have a bad mood day? Oh, yes. I just hide it well. Well, I don't know if I hide it well, to be honest. Yeah, everyone does, don't they? Who doesn't have a day when things aren't just as good? How many meerkats? Loads. I wouldn't know if I'm being honest, because there's a second colony here, you know. These are the outcasts. These are the ones that are rejected by that colony. So we're getting we'll have a bigger outcast colony than incasts eventually, but hopefully not. So yeah. Right, let's crack on. Right. So the birds are singing, the leaves are coming out. This chilly last 2 or 3 days, although yesterday were nice, wasn't it? Has just stopped the grass in its tracks a little bit, but that's not the end of the world, because we'd got that the grass had got away from the sheep a little bit. This is allowing the sheep to catch up, so it's not the end of the world for us. The dry weather is predicted to last for at least another week. As Eddie down here, hopefully the glove of love will be getting some use today with some sows that need mating. Obviously my dad normally does that job. He's not able to, so Eddie and Daryl and Alex and Dale and all the other guys will have to step in. And all the pigs are wanting feeding. They're all restless and noisy. Morning, boys. Can I ask who is wearing the glove of love? Oh, Eddie's double-handed. Are you going to try him? Yeah, grand. So Eddie is ready and prepared to assist the boars if they need it. The glove of love is obviously something that's carried on from my dad's appearance on Springtime on the farm. Where he uses a glove, thankfully, to assist any boars that aren't quite, finding the right place in their mating attempts. So this is our sick bay of sheep, although it's a sick bay that's getting less sick all the time. Rob dodged a bullet there. So yeah, we let's have a look at these 159, 159. They're doing all right, but I wouldn't want to turn them out. The two black lambs on the black ewe again doing all right, but I wouldn't want to turn them out. I think they'll be coming back. The other two down there are the same. These are ones that if we turned them out, they'd need to go into a paddock near home, where we could keep a forensically close eye on them, you know. That's sort of what we need to do there. So the others in the pens are all ones who've had issues with oath, and we're treating them every day with an antibiotic spray on the teats and on the lambs' mouths, and they're nearly cured now. We turned 3 or 4 of those back out yesterday, and really happy with the progress that they've made. So. This is our sort of sick bay, but it's looking less sick, and everything is responding well to treatment. You always get some sheep that don't quite hack it outside. They have to come back in. That's Dad's job at the moment. He's patrolling the fields. He's become Ranger Roger, and he's looking for problems. Which, you know, and that's the attitude you've got to have. There's no point going around the fields with rose-coloured spectacles on. You've got to have, I'm looking for trouble spectacles on, because that's sort of what you need to do. And he does it really well, and he finds them early enough for us to mend them, to fix them. So that's his role at the moment. Although he is looking after the chickens as well from Springtime. David and I are going to build a hen hut for those sometime in the not too distant future. We're looking forward to that. We're going to get back on the tools, just like we did for the goats' playground, and get something built. Alfie the alpaca also made an appearance on Springtime on the farm. And what's happening here? There are very few left to kid now, and they've done phenomenally well. I'm incredibly pleased with them. I'm just going to check them all now, and I'll do the same in the other side. It's really important to go around, stand them up, make sure that everything is coping, is managing, is thriving and prospering. That's one that's still to kid, I think. Come on, Flower, let's have a look at you. You got a cough. Come on. Come on. Let's have a look at you. That one's sat in its dinner plate. Come on. That's got a tummy full of milk. Come on. That's the one with the quads. I've marked them just in case we need to intervene and help them out. But they're always keen to feed. They're getting there. They're hanging on. Hopefully, that one there that's only got one, they might sneak a bit of her milk. You know, when they get into a communal group setting, there's a chance that could happen. Right, are you all right? That's a flashy one, isn't it? Nice dark red colour. I like that one. It's a belter. So that one's still to kid, I'd say. You can tell by if they've no blood or stuff around the back end, it's a fair chance that they haven't kidded. That one's still to kid. See what I mean? That's got a bit of blood around its tail. That tells you it has. That's the one that was really poorly. That's now not. So that's really pleasing. This has only had an oddun. So we've two left to kid. So we'll leave the pens up until those two have kidded. That could come out now anytime it wants. It's only got a single. It's doing perfectly well. I'll just smarten these pens back up. There we go. Don't go in there, silly Billy. There we are. Is that one alright? Looks like a parrot, that one. Let's have a look. I think it's alright. Oh, it's going to the toilet. That's why it was looking a bit funny. It was concentrating. See that? Those little quads, they really are just getting by. We'd be better off taking one of them off, or if we could get one to drink a bottle, you know. That one's sneaking a drink from that one. They become like little pests in a communal environment like this. They put all the other females on the toes. Can you see that one? Look, it's just constantly hunting around, trying to get a bit of milk, upsetting her. I think what I'll do today, we'll bring a bottle down of warm milk. You know, it needs to be warm, it needs to be at the right temperature, and we'll see if one of them quads drinks it, because they're hungry. They're on the prowl. They're surviving. They're not prospering. See, look again. It's onto that next one now. There it goes. It's going to have a bit until Mum realises. Watch that. What are you doing? Yeah, and it's upsetting the feeding. So we need to do something about that. That's not good. That's not conducive to this collective environment. So we'll bring a bottle down. I'll ask Ruth to test them all, and anything that drinks a bottle we'll take back up and we'll rear on the bottle. There's no point messing about. They're just on the prowl. They're hungry, and they'd be better off being content on a bottle, looked after by Ruth and Kate up at the roundhouse, than they would walking around just getting by, upsetting everything else. So that's definitely the first time I've really thought to myself, they need to come off. One of them needs to come off. And if, to be fair, if two drunk a bottle, I'd take them both off. They'd have the the comfort of the friendship of each other, the companionship. Yeah, I think that's certainly on today's to-do list. That's got a dirty bottom. Come on, Flower, I'll see you. So these are getting plenty of corn. They're getting ad-lib corn, and that's why one or two of them are just a little bit mucky around the bottom. But I would say they look really well. You know, look at that lot under there. They love to play anywhere. They've eaten all the hay. Looks like they've got a bit more straw. Yes, I was on to David. Give these guys a little bit more straw. They eat so much of it. They use it. It helps bind them. You know, when you're throwing corn at them like we are doing, so that they milk well. Because some of them are feeding 3, so you've got to keep them fed. You've got to keep them. You've got to keep the roughage in the diet as well. So it's really important that we keep hitting them with that straw every day, because a lot of it, you know, it's supposed to be bedding, but a lot of it will go. Will end up being eaten as well. So these are older kids. These were the ones that were born in October, and then there's a few young ones that have just climbed in there with them just to play. So everything so far in here, apart from the quads, which are hungry but not you know, they're not in danger, but I don't think leaving them in there any longer really is in their interests or the interest of the other goats and kids. So we'll act on that. We'll deal with it, and we'll do something about it. Right, young Ted. What can I say? He's looking well. He's looking like a little bull, isn't he? He's looking like the boy. We're frustrated that we can't take him to any country shows, but who knows? Could we get back to? Could there be a late season show? Could we get back to that degree of normality? It's possible, but it's not something you could make plans around, is it? You know, I think it's one of those. It's desirable, but don't expect it. So, but we'll continue to feed him. There's a job washing him sometime soon. We're gonna keep him show ready. We're gonna get him used to it. Yeah, there's no point now while he's the size that he is. He's this. You know, we can so get him used to being washed. We can, you know, really make sure that he's tip top in terms of his behaviour around us. Yeah, we can take this opportunity to keep him there. And then if there might be some winter shows indoor, you never know. And if there are, we'll take him, because we'd love to see how he compares against his peers. You know, the other young bulls that he was shown against last year. How have they come on in comparison? Are they as good? Are they better? We will find out in due course. But we're not finding out as soon as we would have liked. That would have been awesome to have gone to the Yorkshire show again this year. You know, it's so disappointing really, but it is what it is, and there's no point going on about it all the time. So note to self, shut up moaning, and I will. Right, Fern, looking really well. She looks a picture. She really looks a stunner. So I'm really happy with her. We need to get this calf delivered safe and well. That's obviously our next immediate challenge. And you know, we're gonna make full use of the CCTV. Mum will be watching like the proverbial hawk. She spotted the Shire. She was on red alert, and she didn't miss it. She tipped us off, and that's Emma. She's really nice and content at the moment. I don't think she's I think if they went in a show against one another, I'd always put Fern at the top of the line, but she's not bad. She's a solid cow. She's pretty good, but she just doesn't quite have the conformation that Fern's got. But she's a year older, you know. The cows, as they get older, get a little bit, you know, a little bit plainer, I suppose, and that's sort of just what she's done. They both were reserve champion at the Yorkshire show at the same age. But I think Emma's a year older, so maybe that's the only difference in them. Two lovely kids in there. These nannies out here have still got to kid. The kids do not belong to them. They're just out on manoeuvres, and the reason that the nannies are shouting is they're shouting, "Come back! Where are you? What you up to? Where you going?" You know, they're not happy. They want to know where they've gone, and the kids really, they don't give a monkeys. You know, they're just thinking, "Oh, it's right. I'll go back when I'm ready." It's just like when you were playing out after tea, you know, and your mum's saying, "Where are you? Make sure you're back for 6." And you thought, "Oh, well, I'll be right." And maybe you weren't always back on time, and make sure you're back before dark, you know. What's dark? You know, dark's a different thing to different people, isn't it? You know, do you mean pitch black? Do you mean dusk? You know what I mean? It's all subjective. That's a nice one. Whoa, crikey. Yep, we'll not be able to fit through there soon. It's really hard keeping these kids in the pens, and to be fair, if it really mattered, if we had an animal that we felt was going to hurt them, we obviously would. But all the other animals just seem so relaxed around the kids' company. We've never had an issue, and touch wood, may that continue for a long time. But I don't suppose we've got any formidable animals in here. The Highland cattle love the kids, you know. Without a shadow of a doubt, they enjoy them. Sometimes stand on the backs. And Stanley is here, chilling, absolutely relaxed, loving life. There's the alpaca with the worst haircut in the world. Thanks, Dave. That's how I'll look tomorrow. Probably how I look now. And that's Gloria, some of my dad's favourite goats. She's a gentle soul. Our two elderly Cameroon sheep. That is the last Soweto lamb. That's the last one. And then these two have been born overnight. And they're the ones David told me about. They're in the corner. And then I think when one more's lambed, we're away. So she's gone into that little corner. She's had him. She's looking after him. And like I was saying yesterday, these are pretty much the easy care sheep. The easiest care sheep you'll ever find. They just go to the teat. They have plenty of milk. There's just no dramas with them, you know. They're easy to look after. They don't need shearing. They're nice little things. They're attractive, particularly when the lambs are born. I'm just trying to see if she's bagged up, how far off she is. Bagged up means is a udder full of milk. They're just a bit flighty, aren't they? That's the only thing about them as a breed. They're a little bit wild. I think it's possible to tame them, but you'd have to tame them from very early on in their life. You know, I think we've had them before where we've bottle fed them, and they're tame. That works, but if otherwise, they tend to act like a fairly wild animal. You know, they're quite they're very much like a wild animal. I can't describe it any other way. They once they get outside, they're quite distant from you. They certainly don't allow you to go anywhere near them. If you walk towards them, they'll trot off in the other direction. So yeah, we're good. We managed to do, or the boys managed to trim all the pygmy goats' feet yesterday, apart from the last few to kid. Once they're kidded, we'll trim those as well, which is a nice job out of the way. It was Daryl and Alex and Eddie, I think, who did that. So that's a nice one to tick off. And we'll do the boar goats in due course. But we'll probably we've got a turnover crate for that, because it's a crate that secures them. And then if you rotate it, it takes them onto the side, so that it's a lot less stressful for us and a lot less stressful for the goat as well. So something, here it is, turnover crate. The pygmies are too small to fit in. It's a sheep crate really, but the boar goats, it works quite well for them. So we will use that for the boars and make our lives a little bit easier and a little bit less stressful for the goats. So that's a win-win. The cows will be going out tomorrow, I believe. We're going to film it with Dale and Richard. We're going to use 2 cameras on that one, and that means I'll have to synchronise the cameras. And do you know what that clapper thing is on the filming? I never knew what it was. I just knew someone went like action and did that clapper. But it's to synchronise the cameras so that when they're editing, they know when they both started. It's so like straightforward. I thought it was something really technical, but it's not. So there's Jeremy the bull, the cows and calves. They will be looking at those green meadows thinking tomorrow, yay, we're out there. They've had the TB test. Thankfully that's all come back all clear. Really pleased about that. These are our lambs that are struggling. They're struggling for milk now. They're not all struggling for milk now. I think there's some of these. I'm just going to have a look at them actually, because I'm going to work out. We'll take some of these out today. That number 166 had such a game with that. I decided, and this is what happens sometimes. I decided that she were never going to feed them. I thought we need to bottle that one, so I took it, tried to bottle it. I think it was that one. What a job! It just wouldn't drink. Oh, goodness me! So I ended up bringing it back. Took it straight back, and it's just about getting by. It would have died on the bottle because it just wanted its mum. So what we'll have to do, but it's looking all right to be fair. She must have come to a bit more milk. What we'll have to do is top it up with a tube if it looks to be really flagging. But at the moment, I wouldn't interfere. She's just producing enough to get. Oh, that wasn't very nice. to get those 2 by. That's the one that we fetched back from the fields the other week. The one that we didn't think was in lamb, the Suffolk. That's her lamb. That could go out. Those 2 are absolutely fine. Gritston needs keeping in. 217. Have you got another? So that 2, you and that lamb look all right. Where's the other 217? Is it that black one? It is. I think they're all right. They could go back out. So we need to keep the Gritston in with its 2 lambs. Those 2 belong to that ewe. See the black and the white lamb there? Belong to that ewe. I think I keep them in. That's not doing well enough to go out, but it's getting by. And that one, now it's only got 1 instead of 2, is absolutely fine. So that one could go out. So that's where we are. So 1, 2, 3 out and leave 2 in. The 2 that we're leaving in could go up to the roundhouse because we've plenty of room up there now. And then these pens can go for the donkeys and the Shetland ponies to come into at night, because as they get nearer to falling, we really won't want them to, there was a bit of a frost last night. You really won't want a foal to be born onto frosty ground. So we'll bring those in at night. The cows are going out. We'll muck that out, rest the building. So everything's taking shape. The 3 cows and calves that we've recently had born, they can go out with Jeremy in the field as well. They're all doing well. They're all doing nicely. They're all suckling. Emma Hetty can go out. No reason why she can't. She'll enjoy a summer out at grass. It's what she was designed to do. And then that will leave us then with 5 cows due to calve. We'll calve them down inside, and as soon as they're suckling and going well, they can go out. So that's the rough plan for them. Anything that we possibly can is going out in the field. There's no point keeping it in. But equally, we won't turn anything out that will not thrive outside. It's really important that we look after them. Although this paddock now, can you see how quickly it's been? It almost looks like July, doesn't it? Now there's hardly a blade of grass on it. The shires are mowing it close to the roots. There's Lottie, there's Ruby, and there's Blossom, and they're all really looking well. And and I'm really pleased with how they're doing. They'll go in shortly. They'll get a little bit of hay, nothing fancy, and then Orchid and Will come down and take their turn in the exercise paddock. So it's working very nicely. It's giving us a chance every day to further Will's training video diary, which is interesting to film and enjoyable to do. You know, it's all good for his development, and it's good for us to sort of handle him and get to know him and make sure that while he's small-ish, we're giving him all the best habits and what have you. Right, my Picasso field. The Picasso field is called that because, in my mind, it's a work of art. I can hear the curlew. You could call it the Instagram field. There's a footpath across this field. People, when they're taking their daily exercise at the moment, will stop and take a photo or two or three or lots. And I wonder how many have appeared on social media forums in the last few weeks. Loads, I would say, because there's such an eclectic mix of breeds, and they're all among my favourites. They look an absolute treat. There's the Kerry Hill, which is around us at the moment, and everyone I'm looking at the moment looks really, really well. I'm thrilled with how they're doing. The field, the Beach Street field it's really called, but the Picasso field was well rested. We had no stock on it between, I don't know, October. I'd say it probably had 5 months. Rest, when I say rest, free of livestock, free of parasites, free of worms, free of anything that's going to drag the sheep down. So it breaks the life cycle of all these parasites. So you effectively turn them out onto clean ground with nothing to pull them back, nothing to drag them down, and a really good run at life. You know, these lambs are going out onto pasture that's not contaminated in any way, shape or form. Therefore, it gives them the very best possible chance. Also in here is the Swiss Valets, some with lambs, some without. Some are being mated at the moment. We've got Grizzly Bear, our expensive new ram. That's obviously a little lamb. Morning. That's obviously a little lamb. And then we've got the pygmy goats. We've got the goats that weren't successful at breeding this spring. So rather than let them but overeat inside and get to a point where they're even less likely to breed next time, we've turned them out with the billy goats, and hopefully that'll give them the recharge of their batteries they need. Number 21, moving along nicely. That they need to reboot their reproductive systems, and it would be lovely, really lovely, if we could have a few late kids in the autumn. It can happen, does happen sometimes. Where's Grizzly Bear? Where is he? Maybe I've missed him. Oh heck, I meant to go and find him, but never mind. That lamb's having a proper good drink, isn't it? That's a Swiss Valet lamb. Most of the females were only born 11 months ago. They've grown phenomenally well. That's less than a year old. Yeah, how big is that? How impressive. Really stunning. There's the billy goats, and they're definitely showing activity, mating activity, so that's pleasing. And with a bit of luck, October time, pumpkin festival. Will we have a pumpkin festival? They're all questions that we can't answer at the moment. Yeah, he's mating that one at the moment, or he's going through a courtship ritual, so that's definitely rebooted their systems. So that's encouraging. And how nice is it to have a few out-of-season animals without having to mess about with, do anything other than just let them roam lovely, healthy pasture together and let nature take its course. So that's what we're doing. Soay lambs, they look a little treat, don't they? Can you see what I mean about they're always moving away from you? They're a little bit wary, they're a little bit, you know, they're flighty, aren't they? But that's fine. That's what they do, that's what they're made for. You know, they are a semi-wild sheep who live on the west coast of Scotland, I think, and graze seaweed on the beach. So you can't expect them to come running up and have the tummy tickle, can you? It's not going to happen. This is something that often happens in a field. The animals have worked out a little scrape so they can have a dust bath, which is sort of not ideal for horses, but it's a big enough hole. It's not like a rabbit hole where they put the leg down it, broken leg, nailed on. That's a bigger, wider scrape, something that they would see, and not as dangerous from a horse point of view. But we've no horses in here anyway, so that's fine. Right, another little dust bath there, another scrape. Right. So we'll go and see how our little lamb's getting on. See if he's made any more progress. It'd be amazing if we could rear him. Or her, I think it's her. But I'm not getting my hopes up at this stage. Although you always do. I walked up there like a good one. Blowing a bit, but it's quite a steep hill. Right. I can't see flipping numbers here. Just had a phone call there. Had to reject. Right, bear with me. Just have to put you down 1 minute. Pardon? If you head on up there, you'll come to the main road, and it's Defferwood across the road. Where you wanting to be? Oh. How long do you want to walk is the question. All right. Well. Well. You could head off up that way and up to High Hoyland, and then that back through Kexborough. Yeah, head for those trees there. Yeah, across Dean Hill Farm. It'll take you right up through that wood to the cherry tree pub, and then there'll be a way back towards there somehow. But yeah. They are. Yeah, that's right. Pardon? Yeah, he's one of them. Yeah. Yeah? Oh, grand. No problem. See you later. Bye. That was nice. That I'll just sit you on the wall there. That lady, I'm holding it with my chin. Oh, crikey. Right. That lady recognised Bear. So she did better than I did. I walked past him without seeing him. So, and they're only people who've seen us on telly and Facebook and stuff. And they have a fair walk back to Darton. They basically walked from Darton to Cawthorne. Now they're going to walk up to High Hoyland, and then they've got to walk right back through Kexborough. But the good news is, once they get to High Hoyland, it's downhill all the way home to Darton. But it'll be an 8 mile by the time they've done that. But that's nice, isn't it? You know. It's a good walk is a lovely thing to do. It's a wonderful thing to be able to do on a day like this, in conditions like this. So that's super good. Here's David. You've driven that without me. How could he? I think he's bringing the trailer up so that we can take some lambs out later. I was trying to do a take on that advert with what is it? With them like little chocolate things. You were going to eat him without me, that one. Anyway, it was probably rubbish. Right, let's go and see our little lamb. See if it's any better. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything crossed. I'm hoping I can give Alex a 10. I'm hoping it's a 10 from Len on the bedding down.
All right. Oh yeah.
You think? Are you confident?
Yeah.
Good lad.
Absolutely, you've got it.
Oh. Oh.
Something wrong already?
Oh. Now it's a 10 from me, Alex. Well done. Oh, and look at that. That's an 11.
Yeah.
Look at that little character now. Wow. Oh wait, that's put pressure on now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it. He's weak, isn't he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice, small lamb now.
Lorna says there's a footpath. They're walking on a footpath, Lorna. Don't worry. It's absolutely fine. M&M's. That's it. You were going to eat him without me. Jan, no, there is a footpath across the Picasso field. There is a footpath. Do not worry. So that is amazing. That little lamb, he's not a million miles away from standing up. In fact, he's up. Look at that. Wow. Wow, wow, double wowzers. Don't get your head stuck through there, pal. Come on. Look at that. She's got treacle all over her face. That is almost stood up. With a little bit of help, it's up. Look at that. Boom. Amazing. But he's a little bit knock-kneed, isn't he, at the back? But anyway, we'll put a few shavings in here as well, just to help him on his travels. So we can feed him again in a short while. That is super duper encouraging. But we've got to feed him so carefully. It wants to be such a small amount. Little and often. It's I'd say we did about a third of a tube, something like that. And what I'm doing here now, Alex has put a few shavings in. It's helped knit this straw together, made it a little bit less slippy. That one's up and about, no dramas. And again, I'm treading it all down so it's as level as possible. So we'll give him a 10 because we like him. I would have put a little bit more down on this, but I'm not going to tell him that because it's near enough and it's all down to fine detail. 10 out of 10, Al. Yeah. No problem. So it's up. The longer it spends on its legs, the better. That left one, it can definitely lift. The right one, it lifted a bit then. And it is moving more freely on that surface. It will give it more grip. I will give it just a touch more. But a pretty good effort. I'm not going to make that. Look at that. So it's now getting about a little bit. Stood up better now, look. Once it gets that feeling into its legs, it will improve. It's getting across. That's not a million. Look at that. That's best it's done. They're getting ready for another feed. I'm not going to feed them till about 10:30, something like that. I don't want to overdo it. They drunk well this morning. What I'll do, I'm going to have something to eat now. Something to eat. My dad would not be happy with me. And then I'll come back and feed them. I'll feed that little guy again. I can't stress enough how it's little and often for that one. Little and often will win the day with that little lamb. Hopefully. That's really got my hopes up now. So, but that's good. Right, those two have sat down again. That's fine. Don't need to stand all day. They just need to keep standing up a little and often. Right, Kung Fu Panda, we mustn't forget him, although he was doing that lamb no favours, I would say. I think every time it took the Herculean effort to get up, Kung Fu Panda would come across and knock it down. Not through malicious means, just because he's enthusiastic. What do you think, Al?
Yeah.
Kung Fu? That's Panda. He's enjoying his new. He's joined some bigger kids, some bigger lambs, and he's enjoying their company. So it's round pegs, round holes, isn't it? We just need the right things with the right things, and everything gets on better. Right then, guys. Young Will's chilling. Won't be long till when Ruth gets here. No doubt she'll walk him down again. We'll do day 3 of his training diary, which will be enjoyable. And I don't know what tricks we're going to teach him today, but hopefully there will be good ones and all part of his education. Cheers, Al.
Right, Rob.
See you later, mate. Turn up. Right. So, I'll drop this off. Where David's gone. He's like the Scarlet Pimpernel. I'll just put you down, guys. Right. So, we're good. Right, the breakfast beckons. And a big pot of tea. Strong tea, hardly any milk, maybe 2 tea bags sometimes. Rebecca said, my daughter's so awkward, and said, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. She is, isn't she? She's a heck of a good mare. And can you imagine what she looked like when she was 7 or 8 year old? She's 13 now. You know, we so would like to get another foal from her next year. She's certainly fit and healthy enough to do it. And it'll keep her healthier, I would say, you know, because she's the sort of horse that if she's not pregnant, given the opportunity, she'll eat an awful lot. If she given the chance, she'd eat a lot. So that's what we'll try and do. Another foal next year, hopefully a filly, something to carry on her legacy in years to come when she's no longer with us, you know. But that's hopefully a long time away, and she's certainly a bloodline that needs preserving. She's an absolute topper. Right, so what else? You know, we've had a fair old chat, haven't we? We've a nice walk around. We've seen a lot of stuff. We're in a decent place. Going down past the farm shop. Unlikely to be queuing today outside. It seems to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are the quieter days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it just gradually busies up, and there's an element of you know, peaking on Friday and Saturday now. Sunday used to be pretty much on a par with Saturday, but now it's not just as busy. And I suppose that's the fact now that people on the Sunday are not coming to the farm, therefore the extra people that used to bring no longer happen. They're not coming to the White Bull, you know, all the people that used to come for breakfast and what have you, that's no longer happening. So I suppose it's to be expected. So, let's have a look. Alison says, it's been a good morning watching everything. I hope everyone had a good day. That's nice. Kimmy says, thanks for... Jackie says, it's been a great morning. Thanks. Jill says, how long do Shires live? Well, they vary. Orchid, all being well, will live to a really good age. You know, I would think, you know, 16, 18, 19, hopefully. Oh, I didn't show the reindeer. Sorry, Jeanette. I do apologise. Tomorrow, without fail. Denise says, thanks for the tour, love it, keep safe. Thank you. Donna says, thank you, I love your morning walk round. Puts me in a great mood for the rest of the day. Stay safe and well. Thank you so much. So thanks, guys. Thanks for lovely comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. We can't thank you enough. And we will keep going as long as we possibly can. We'll keep going, hopefully, through this lockdown period, unless, you know, something, you know, unless I'm taken ill or something like that. But hopefully it won't be. So from Farmer Robert, live at Cannon Hall Farm, I'm going to say cheerio for now. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we will see you again in the morning, if not before. So cheerio, guys. Bye-bye.